to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Hital.
I'm Anuja, and today we're going to show you how to make Karari Roti or Kurkuri Roti. So bottom line is Kurkuri or Karari means crisp in Hindi, and it is a nice crispy roti with some yummy stuff on it. And actually first time I had it was in Gurgaon in close to Delhi, and they had it as bar food. So it was like awesome, like great with snacks, great as with drinks and
I
stuff
think
like
you
that.
share it also because
Yes.
it's just like a nice big roti and everybody can dig in, right?
Absolutely. I mean, restaurants of course make huge stuff, so we had one for the table and it was great. But we're going to show you, at home, so it's going to be a little smaller version, but just as yummy.
So if you're new to this channel, then welcome, and please take a minute to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so that every time we post one of these new videos, you will be the first to know.
So let's get down to it. So the Karari Roti actually has got a beautiful presentation. It's like a concave roti, and so you have to find that, you have to get that concave shape. So what you can use is one of these skillets or kadhais, and that you can put over the stove. So what you're going to do is take the kadhai and put it upside down on the fire, so that way we can cook it like this and it takes that shape of the kadhai. And they come in different sizes. Here's one. Just make sure it doesn't have a wooden handle or a handle that will catch fire.
Yeah, very important. And so the material of these things are varied. Also, this is a aluminum one, which works just fine. This is a carbon steel one, and it works just fine. So whatever one of these you have at home, bottom line, it needs to be a concave shape.
Right.
So for our dough, we're going to use 1/2 cup of chapati or whole wheat flour, 1/2 cup of all-purpose or maida, 1 tablespoon of suji or semolina, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then we'll go ahead and mix it all. We also have 1 tablespoon of ghee, this is clarified butter, and we're going to incorporate that ghee into the flour. And I will slowly add in some warm water, a little bit at a time, until we form a dough. So I've added about 5 tablespoons of warm water, and I'm going to keep kneading this until it becomes a nice smooth dough.
Now it is important to knead it for a few minutes, because you want that elasticity or the glutens in the maida and the atta to activate, so that you can stretch out your roti.
And once you have a nice smooth ball like this, we're just going to drizzle a couple of drops of oil on there, just enough to coat it so it doesn't form a skin. Just coat it all the way around. And we're going to cover this and let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. Our dough has been resting for about 20 minutes. Let's take a look. And it's nice and soft, so we're going to go ahead and knead it one more time. And if you can see, the salt and the suji has kind of fluffed up in there, and we want to knead it once again so that it all incorporates perfectly into the dough. And divide out the dough into as many portions depending on the size of your kadhai.
So we've made the balls. We're going to cover the others so that they don't dry up while we work on this one. Now, anytime you're working and making these Karari rotis, you want to use all-purpose flour, because that helps with stretching and making them even thinner. Now, our key is to make them as thin as possible. And start rolling out. Now, if you need to add a little extra, dust a little bit more all-purpose flour on it, you can do that. You can run your fingers, your hands around and see which are the parts that are a little, need to be rolled out a little bit more. This is almost like see-through, which is perfect. So let me show you how thin it is. Look at this. Now, the thinner you make it, the faster it's going to cook, and it's going to get even crispier. So make it as thin as you possibly can without tearing it. So this is looking good. It's about the size of my kadhai. And we're gonna get to the stove now.
To start with, we're gonna turn our stove on to a medium, and we have our kadhai upside down, and we're gonna wait till it heats up. And once it's hot, we're gonna brush some oil around the entire surface area.
And carefully we are going to place this on the top. Once you start seeing the bubbles, you're going to loosen the edges. And we're going to flip it. And with 2 pieces of cloth, we're going to press down to the sides and just cook it. Now we've reduced the flame also a little bit, and we want the roti to become crispy, so we need it to dry up. So now on a low flame, we're going to keep pressing and keep turning so that it doesn't lose shape and every part of it gets cooked. You should be able to start seeing some brown spots from the underside. And that kind of tells you it's done in that portion. So just make sure it's there on all sides.
And I'm seeing lots of brown spots here, so we're gonna go ahead and lift this up gently and put it on another bowl so that it kind of holds its shape. And I'm gonna gently work around it just so it helps that shape a little bit while it's still soft.
And now we're going to allow it to cool down totally, because otherwise it's not going to be crisp. So we're going to allow it to cool down and before we go on to the next step. So our kurkuri rotis are cooled down, and that is a very, very important factor. Otherwise they're not going to have the crunch or the crispiness. So I know you want to eat them really bad, we do, but try to, just let them cool down and they will be perfect. So we did 2 different sizes, just to show you, because these are the 2 different size kadhais we had. So look at that.
Now, depending on the material of your kadhai, you might get a different look. The aluminum one kind of created this kind of look, and the carbon steel wok style kind of did this. But I mean, either way, it's going to be perfect.
Right. So another thing we wanted to mention is it does take a little bit of practice. But it's really honestly doable and very easy and so worth it. It's looking so gorgeous. And so now that it's cooled down, we have some ghee over here. You can use butter or you can use ghee or oil if you prefer. You're going to take the ghee and just brush it on the Karari Roti and try to get to all the edges. And we're going to put some chaat masala. And some red chili powder to taste. Ooh.
Looks amazing.
Get the edges. Don't forget the edges. And last but not the least, let's put some cilantro.
So how amazing does this look? Oh my God.
I think it's the wow presentation.
It certainly is.
So I think this is a great appetizer and, just something fun to make.
Just have with some drinks. Oh my God, perfect. And it's not overpoweringly heavy, so you don't have to worry about heavy appetizers that ruin your dinner later.
That's true.
That's a good thing.
Though I know some people actually have this with curries and with sabzi, which is fine too.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's chapati, right?
Yep.
Have it however you want. You are the boss. So I think we're gonna give it a shot.
So crispy. Yummy. The ghee is so flavorful. Amplifies the chaat masala, amplifies the chili powder. Yummy.
So this is absolutely wonderful. What we also did was, in one of them we took a little bit of ghee, mixed up the masalas, and then spread it out. So either way it works. I think this one got the the distribution is a little better than this one, but this looks beautiful, but that tastes just as good. So either way, whatever works for you is good. But this is absolutely delicious.
Yum. I'm gonna take another piece.
I think so too.
Superb. So we hope you'll get to try out this recipe, and if you do like recipes like this, please give us a big thumbs up because it helps us out a lot.
And don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell button, because anytime we post a video, you'll be the first one to know.
Join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.